Senator Wampler. Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, members of the Senate, I rise on a point of personal privilege. Today, on Thursday, as a Senate, we are still trying to determine what actions we must take to determine the realistic revenue projections, prioritize our spending, a federal stimulus package, and ultimately balancing our budget. Complicating every aspect of the budget bill is lack of knowledge and timing to make informed decisions thereto. Having met now at least a dozen times with our chairman, Senator Colgan, the data to make those informed decisions is not what it ought to be. On our revenue, at present, the budget bill assumes that Virginia will be out of the recession by July 1st. I do not know of many in this chamber who have much confidence in that prediction. Assuming just the first quarter of our next fiscal year, beginning July 1st of 2009, just one more quarter of a recession would require revenues to be reduced by another $850 million. So, Mr. President, under the category of you can only spend what you have, and following the comments and suggestions of the gentleman from Henrico, Senator Stosh, a need for a contingency spending plan may give some relief if times get better. If Virginia actually leads the nation out of the recession on July 1st, then a contingency spending plan would release the appropriations. Likewise, a contingency spending plan would reduce spending if revenues fell further. To our federal stimulus. Much good could come from a federal stimulus package with a much-needed financial boost. Investments in school construction, roads, water projects, deployment of broadband, all will create jobs and help lead us out of these difficult times. We should adopt bills that could use the stimulus payments that create these jobs. These are solid examples of one-time, non-recurring uses of the federal stimulus. However, the entire General Assembly and the governor should appropriate these monies. So we should create a placeholder in the back of the budget and reconvene once the federal stimulus package has passed. Hopefully then we will understand with clarity what the stimulus means and how best to appropriate at that time. But, Mr. President, members of the Senate, we need more time. Hopefully all members would support our chairman and the Finance Committee in our work to more accurately determine what revenues may be available, what contingent spending plans may be necessary, if any, and how to treat the federal stimulus payment. So I would ask every member to consider the wisdom of perhaps waiting 2 more weeks, and I would say that again, Mr. President, ask every member to consider the wisdom of perhaps waiting 2 more weeks to receive critical data in our efforts to produce a budget bill. The chairman and I share the concern of making decisions of this importance and this magnitude without a thorough understanding of the underlying assumptions. If we have more time, it is possible to minimize reductions to public safety, keep Virginia's commitment to school construction, not tapping lottery funds to balance the budget, keeping psychiatric services for children and adolescents, and not be forced unnecessarily to close facilities that care for our mentally retarded citizens. In the meantime, I hope that we give our best efforts to our chairman. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Senator from Prince William, Senator Colgan.